Hi everyone, my name is Julie and today I'm going to be doing starting something. You can see my empty TBR shelf behind me, or at least mostly empty. Everything is off my TBR shelf and separated into piles. Today I wanted to start a little project and go through my TBR shelf. I have in the past kept track of my book buying since 2016 and so I've separated them into years, and I decided I would go through the piles and kind of get some feedback. Like, I want to go through this, and I'm not going to talk about the discussion. Like, I'm not going to discuss each one of these books, but I thought maybe I'd talk about where I got them or why I purchased them. And maybe some of you will have opinions on if I should read them or not, because on some of them I'm very undecided. On others I definitely want to keep. But yeah, so I thought I have the 2016 books in front of me. This is the smallest stack. And then things kind of get interesting over here in the 2017 to 2020 stacks. And then I have the unknown group behind me. I don't think all of these were purchased prior to 2016. I actually just think this group is mostly made up of things that were just not recorded or that I took off a list and didn't realize it, something along those lines. So, or I totally missed going through my records, because that's very possible too. But so I'm going to start out with the 2016s. Maybe then I'll go to unknowns, but I'm thinking I might just start with 2016s today, and then hopefully each year will be its own video. So we'll start here right in front of me. So like I said, there's not going to be any description about the books, mostly about why I bought them or where I got them. And I'm also just gonna go, there's no like chronological order to the stack, so I don't know if this was bought in January or December. It's just sometime in 2016. Let's see, where do I want to start? The first one, I guess, is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I purchased this because I loved the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. I think I even pre-ordered this, I'm not 100% sure, but I was really excited about it because it is an Alice in Wonderland retelling. And once it came out, I heard a lot of mixed things about it. But I have started it a few times and gotten through the first couple of chapters and really liked what I read of it. So I don't have a reason to get rid of it, but I also haven't stuck with it. So I can't decide if I'm going to keep going with it. I gotta not talk about each book that much. Next up is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. This is very popular on BookTube, and I've tried to start it several times. I'm about halfway through it, and this is just something that I continually kind of keep on my reading shelf and say I can't decide if I like it or not. So I don't know if that's staying or going. Then I have The Serpent King by Jeff Zettner. I don't remember why I pre-ordered this because I don't read a whole lot of contemporary, but I remember purchasing it when it came out and thinking it sounded very intriguing, and I haven't tried it at all, so this is just on my shelf. Next up is The Trials of Apollo by Rick Riordan. I love Rick Riordan's writing, I love his stories and his characters, and I just haven't, after finishing the Heroes of Olympus series and the Kane Chronicles, I haven't really dove into any more of his series recently, so that one is still sitting on my shelf. Then I have the 2 novels and 19 short stories of F. Scott Fitzgerald. I bought this because a friend of mine had it, and it seemed like a fun book because I don't know why. I just wanted to buy it, and she had a copy, and then I found it on a bargain bin and picked it up. I was a lot less careful about my book buying at that time, obviously. I picked up Cold Magic by Kate Elliott. I don't even remember what this is about. No clue whatsoever, but it looked cool apparently, and it was enough for me to pick it up. I know this is the first in a series and that the audiobook is available on Scribd, but I don't remember much else about it. Next up is Shadow of the Wolf by Tim Hall. I had such a strong desire to pick this book up and read it when I purchased it, and I just didn't read it immediately after purchasing it, and that was sort of a mistake. I think this is a pretty dark retelling of Robin Hood, but I don't really know anything more about it than that, and I can't remember what intrigued me so much about this book that I had to pick it up when I did, and then I let it sit on my shelf for 4 years. Then I have 3 that I am sort of sad to say are still on this shelf. The first is A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. I'd really like to figure out if I like Victoria Schwab's writing or not, but I just haven't picked up anything else by her recently. The Girl from Everywhere, which was on my 2020 TBR and I didn't quite get to. I'm hoping to get to this at some point because the premise is intriguing and I like the first couple of chapters. I've read them a couple of different times. I've just never continued on reading it. And then the last book is The Winter's Kiss by Marie Rutkowski. This is another book that was on my 2020 TBR. I'm really, excuse me, I'm really hoping I can finish this series this year because it's been on my like series to finish radar for years now. I just have this last book to go. And I think I haven't just because I kind of forget where we left off in the last book, and I think it's pretty important where we left off in the last book. But yeah. So that's my stack of books from 2016 that I have left over. Like I said, a few of these might be from 2016, but my record keeping wasn't very good then. Like I started it and I was learning what I needed to keep track of, but I didn't I wasn't as careful or as conscious of keeping track of things then, and so these might be from before 2016 or sometime since 2016. I'm not really sure, but I don't think I'm going to go into those today. I think I'm just going to start out with this stack. And yeah, it turned out to be how many? 10 books left over from 2016. Isn't terrible, it's not great, but yeah, I'm hoping to hear what you guys think. Do you have any suggestions? Should I abandon some of these? Should I give up on them? Am I gonna read that giant F. Scott Fitzgerald book? Probably not, but I can't get rid of it just yet, or should I? I haven't really decided. I think it's from Borders, which is probably part of the reason I'm not getting rid of it now that I think about it. It's probably from Borders. That's probably how old it is. If I didn't get it from Borders, it was something from Borders at one point. But yeah, so like I said, let me know what you think, if you have any thoughts or suggestions or things to talk about, and then you will see what the rest of this holds over the course of the next little while, because it's going to take me a bit to film all of these, but I need to eventually put them back on this shelf, so we'll see what happens. But that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see me again, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!